flamingo croquet choux, which is it's choux, the pastry, filled with passion fruit cream and a raspberry crunch.
Raspberry crunch.
Raspberry crunch.
Raspberry crunch. It looks like just some junk on the top. If I'm being honest.
Sold!
Yeah. Junk on the top.
Hey, this is Adasa, the voice of Dolores from Disney's Encanto, and you're listening to the Magic Our Way podcast with Kevin, Danny, Eli, and Rachel. And before I go, because I am the voice of Dolores, I gotta say, hey, grew to live in fear of Bruno stuttering and stumbling. I can always hear him sort of muttering and mumbling. I associate him with the sound of falling sand. Stay tuned for more.
Jumbo, everyone.
Harambe.
And welcome to another edition of
The Magic Our Way.
Magic Our Way.
Magic Our Way.
Magic Our Way.
The Magic Our Way podcast. They are truly magical and whatnot.
Asante Sana, everyone. You're listening to the Magic Our Way podcast from New Orleans, Louisiana. And on this show, we invite you to feel the libations.
Feel it, feel it.
This is a show where every opinion is welcome and nothing we present is groundbreaking or terribly exciting. It's just some filler for your life if you need it. MagicOurWay.com is where you can find us. On this episode, we discuss the new tea experience at the Grand Floridian and rumors about Rey returning for the Simon Kinberg Star Wars trilogy. Hey, look, this isn't your typical polish, practice, pixie dust, and Disney podcast. No way. We are not in Orlando every day, letting you know that Mattel is moving ahead with their indoor water park project near Walt Disney World, which is called Wonder.
That's right, Kev. We're just here to drink, talk some Disney, and teabag you with entertainment.
Hey! Wow. Yes. And you listeners have the easy part. All you guys and girls have to do is to listen up to what we think up while we drink up.
My name is Kevin.
And I'm Danny.
I'm Eli.
And I'm Rachel.
And look, if you're thinking about visiting a major theme park in the near future, like Disney or Universal, Rachel can help you book that. Booking with Rachel is one of the easiest ways to support this show. Also, you can leave a rating and review on Apple Podcast and or wherever you access our show. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on those notifications so you never miss an episode of the Magic Our Way podcast. Also, we want to thank our Patreon supporters, both past and present, for all they have done and continue to do for us. Before we get into it real quick, speaking about teabagging, I was looking at the new lunar menu count thing over at California in Disneyland, and they're putting popping pearls on top of churros.
Oh.
Little, like, boba ball looking pearls on churros.
Okay.
Wow.
Yes, I don't know what's up with that.
Pass.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the same way too.
Definite
So,
pass.
yeah, if you're out in California and you try that, I want to know what that's like. I know what popping pearls are. I know what churros are. But I've never thought in a million years I'd see them together.
Yeah, because you just get a soggy churro.
Yeah.
Soggy churro.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm going to put together a show for like when Disney added balls to things and it didn't work versus when it did work. So that's what I'm doing.
The best use of balls.
That's right. Yeah, the best use and the worst case use of balls in Disney lore. So stay tuned, stay subscribed because it's coming down your throat.
Yeah.
I never understood. Do you remember there was a time where they put those like Rice Krispie balls on everything?
Yes.
There's example number 2. There you go.
Every dessert had the like puffed rice balls. I just remember like the gray stuff cupcake had a ton. Like all those cupcakes at the Beauty and the Beast, Be Our Guest restaurant. I was like, why do they have all these balls all over everything?
Exactly. I'm putting on my list. There you go.
Balls don't necessarily make things better.
No. There's some good balls in Disney and there's some bad balls in Disney.
Yeah.
There's something subconscious going on for somebody.
I don't know. But we got to explore that because that's a thing. I mean, popping pearls,
Yeah,
churros. No, man, let's
walk
not
away
do
from
that.
that balls thing.
Somebody's weird. No, I'm all in it.
You all up in the balls?
I'm all up in the balls.
Back
I'm
to
like a
teabag.
ball pit. I'm jumping in that and swimming around like Sheldon.
You ain't afraid.
Like
I hear
Chuck E.
you.
Cheese,
That's
man.
right. Yeah, bazinga.
Bazinga.
So anyway, look, enough of our jibber jabber. Let's go learn the latest happenings at the Grand Floridian. Welcome to The Q, the segment in which we discuss all the news and happenings in the world of Disney today. And for this particular segment, we were talking about something that's coming back online, and that's specifically the Garden View Lounge over at the Grand Floridian.
Yes.
But it's not coming back as you remember it. It's coming back a little bit different. And if you're making some travel plans or whatever else for the rest of this year and stuff, you want to talk to our travel agent, Rachel, and she's about to go through and tell us all about this new thing that they got going over there at the Garden View Lounge. So what's up, Rachel? What we got going on over there?
Yeah, I'm excited about this because I feel like it's one of the last things that hasn't come back from the pandemic. And we can kind of talk about that after, but I always wanted to do this experience and I never did it, for whatever reason. And then it went away with the pandemic. And so I'm excited to see it back, 5 years later. Part of the delay, I think, was the construction in the Grand Floridian. So now that construction is over, they're bringing this back. So starting March 19th, the afternoon tea is back at the Garden View Lounge, which if you're not familiar with the Grand Floridian, like you go all the way to the back of the building on the first floor, like through the lobby. And it's kind of that room right behind there. They have the windows that look out into the gardens that are behind the main building of the Grand Floridian.
And if you're not familiar with the Grand Floridian, you're missing out on probably
You're missing
the
out.
best Disney resort there is.
Yeah. So it's a regular kind of tea experience. If you've ever done one, we have like a local place around us that has like a tea, like an afternoon tea. So it's very similar to that. You pick out your tea and then you get like the 3-tiered tower of like things to eat. And then you can buy enhancements on top of that if you wanted to. So I'm not going to go through all the teas, but there's like a bunch of Twinings tea because Twinings is they have the license.
The sponsor,
official, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
All that Wonderland tea, that is Twinings,
Yes.
right?
Twinings.
All Twinings, yes. So lots of different types of tea, but I got kind of excited because one of the enhancements is 2 cocktails, which wasn't a thing before. You could do like champagne, I think, but there was no cocktails. So they have 2 different cocktails.
Because Lord knows we need another place in the Grand Floridian to grab a cocktail.
That's right.
Enchanted Rose wasn't enough. The Birdcage Bar, that wasn't enough. We need this as well.
Yeah.
I like this, though. I read this cocktails sound intriguing.
Yeah. So one is the Mint Tulip, and that features Old Forester 1870 original batch Kentucky straight whiskey, Twinings Refreshers peach mango tea, and mint. So like a peach, mango, mint, bourbon cocktail. That sounds good.
That's what I would get, I would think.
I'll get that with my derby hat.
Sounds refreshing. Oh, you're going to wear a derby
I
hat?
should wear a derby hat when I'm drinking that.
That's
Yeah,
what
you should have
refreshing.
You
Mission
should be
right
sitting
there.
on a porch with a fan.
That's
you
right.
know,
Oh, Lordy.
Oh, I
Yes.
love laying.
Ever so gently,
It
just
is hot
swaying in
on
the
the
breeze.
porch tonight.
Oh, my.
Lord, my britches are burning.
And the next one is the Martini. with Drum Shambo. I've not heard of that before. Drum Shambo? Yeah. Drum Shambo gunpowder Irish gin. So basically just gin.
Wait, go back to gunpowder?
Gunpowder?
I'm in.
It says Drum Shambo gunpowder Irish gin.
I'm in. I don't know what that is, but it has drum in it.
Yeah.
Gunpowder. It's Irish, so it's got to be fun.
When you spark it and then, I don't
Yeah.
know.
Do you have a duel like with
Yeah.
You have insulted my honor. I do declare.
It reminds me of Morgan Freeman's character in Robin Hood.
Oh, okay.
Kevin Costner, where he was making gunpowder.
All right.
Ah, okay.
So gin, Earl Grey tea, and lemon and honey. So simple. I think that one sounds good.
Yeah.
Tell us in your stomach. I don't know about gunpowder.
Gunpowder.
My stomach. I don't know
Drum,
work to do
drum
that.
shambo.
I could
Yeah.
do gin, but not a big gin person. Okay.
Yeah. Not
So
yeah.
then they have a couple of non-alcoholic mocktails too.
Uh-huh.
So one thing that's like kind of cool and different about this tea versus the old afternoon tea is this tea is going to have Alice in Wonderland as a theme, the movie.
I am so excited about
I'm
that.
about to say, that's like your favorite, or y'all's
My
favorite
wife
thingy.
is
Your
like,
wife.
I was searching for a reason to get her to go back to Disney, and this might be it.
This might be it.
She got excited when she saw this.
She did. We were talking before the show, and she's all about.
Oh,
Oh,
She's
yes.
like, I read about this. I saw this. Did you see the pictures of it? It looked really good.
she loves tea.
Like, oh.
The first thing we did when we went to London was we had to have tea somewhere. And it cost an arm and a leg to do that. But she's also
Yeah.
a huge Alice in Wonderland fan. Loves the Grand Floridian. I mean, this like checks every box for
All the
her.
boxes.
So,
Yeah.
yes, this is exciting.
I like it because I feel like they haven't had a lot of Alice theming at the Grand Floridian since a lot of the redo of things. Like the 1900 Park Fair, they got rid of Alice in
Yep.
there.
Mhm.
And then they really just have that like water splash area.
Yeah, the Mad Hatter. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's a bummer because I thought Alice is a really good fit at the Grand Floridian. so.
Yeah, 1900 Park Fair, that was really the worst of it. Like
Yeah.
when we lost her there. Same with Mary Poppins. Mary Poppins had that beautiful topiary. She was present at 1900 Park Fair. She was associated with the Grand Floridian. It was really basically all the characters that you would see in England was
Yeah.
at the Grand Floridian.
Right.
So yeah, it's kind of a bummer. And it also is kind of a bummer. And I'm sure Rachel will get to this in a second. or that I was kind of hoping that Alice and the Mad Hatter would show up and that we'd kind of make up a little bit for the lack of their presence at 1900 Park Fair.
Yeah, no characters in this yet. I think it's possible that they may add like a kids tea on top of this. If you remember, they used to have the Sleeping Beauty tea at this same tea room. And it was a real like character experience. And it was very high end, expensive for your 6-year-old girl or whatever who wanted to go. But so I think there's room to get Alice in here and really like make it a high dollar experience.
It included a complimentary Sleeping Beauty doll.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
That was in no way tied into the price.
No.
It was completely free.
Wink, wink.
Yeah. It was like an American Girl Sleeping Beauty doll.
Free with an asterisk next to it.
I think Lily still has it somewhere. But
She better.
yeah, they did like Sleeping Beauty came out. I think her prince, I can't remember her prince's name. Is it Philip or whatever the prince's name was? Came out and then they did a march around with all their dolls. It was really nice.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, so I hope they do bring that back. And they did have something with the Mad Hatter and Alice that was like a tea party, but it was more like
more casual, much more
Right.
casual. It's like childcare, actually.
Yes.
This wasn't allowed.
that's exactly.
My kids did that a million years ago. Yeah, but yeah, so this has Alice in Wonderland theming. No Alice herself, but theming. And so you'll see that in the menu. The first thing on the menu is that you start with an orange cranberry scone and the traditional accoutrement. And that is typically clotted cream and curd of some kind. So
Clotted cream.
Yep. Yeah. It's kind of like butter a little bit.
Kinda
like a light
Never
butter.
heard of that. Scones always escape me. I haven't gotten into scones.
Yeah, no.
They're very thick pieces of something.
Carbohydrate.
Chewy. So if you're lucky, sometimes hard to, I don't know. Y'all like scones up there, yeah?
Yeah, I like scones.
Okay.
I like how you go from a fancy word like accoutrement to a more harsh word like curd.
Curd. Yeah.
Clotted cream.
Clotted cream and curd. But then you get your 3 tiers of food. The savory food includes a curried chicken salad playing card tart. And so the playing card is like bringing in the Alice theming, right?
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's a savory curried chicken salad savory curried chicken salad filling topped with cherry gelée. And the cherry gelée is like this heart-shaped piece of something.
It really
I don't know.
is.
That part looks a little lame to me.
Okay.
But like seeing the picture, you got to look at the pictures online because it really makes the food look brilliant. Like it does. It
does. It looks very cool.
Yeah.
So that's the playing card tart. So the next thing is the Footman's Feast. That is a Wonderland salmon crisp with a salmon rillette on a miso brown butter crisp. Yeah, little salmon
Butter crisp.
I like
butter crisp.
that. Sounds delicious. What is a footman's feast? I don't. What's a
That
footman?
one I don't. A footman in like royalty, right? Is like the person who like shines your shoes. I think. Right?
Footman?
Footman.
Yeah, that or he's
No,
like,
maybe. I don't. I'm
like
not
a
sure.
gopher. It sounds like a
Okay.
gopher. He's always on his feet and he goes get stuff.
Okay.
Get me some
Yeah.
feast.
The footman.
Yeah, the footman.
Footman.
So that's that. And then there is a Tweedledee egg salad sandwich. Tweedledee egg salad sandwich. That's a lot of words. It's a traditional egg salad on a beet bread. So like a red bread.
Beet bread.
Does Tweedledum have a sandwich?
No, just Tweedledee, but does look like there's 2 of them and the little flags from their hats are in the top.
Oh,
Wow.
that's nice.
Oh,
yeah,
that sounds
it's
good.
cute.
Cool.
And then they have the caterpillar cucumber roll, which is a delicious combination with butterfly pea infused cream cheese and cucumbers on pumpernickel. I think we've made fun of butterfly pea before.
Yeah.
Butterfly cheese.
That's asking for it if we have it.
I think we have. Pretty sure.
Yeah, a caterpillar sandwich sounds like something Beetlejuice might serve you for lunch. But
yeah, it's pretty gross. But yeah, so butterfly pea infused cream cheese. I do like that flavor, the butterfly pea. It's PEA, but yeah.
yeah, I know. I would try that.
Yeah.
Despite the name.
Yeah, very good. And then you get a sweet finish, which is the matcha Mad Hatter. That is a sponge cake with apricot jam and yuzu buttercream.
Oh, this is the one that looks like his hat.
Yeah, it looks awesome. It's a hat.
Oh, that looks
yeah.
cool. I would
Yeah.
try that. Yeah.
That's the money shot right there. That's the one that makes you order. You're like, yeah, I want to do this.
Yeah, and I really like matcha.
Mhm.
So
I like matcha
I'm
as well.
Same
excited
here.
for that.
Yes. That sounds like fun.
And then the tea party tart is a vanilla tart with coffee, custard, and chantilly cream.
I like a chantilly.
Now there you go. That is
A little closer to home.
that
Yeah.
hits me right in the the heartstrings.
That's right. It pulled it.
And then the flamingo croquet shoe, which is it's shoe, the pastry
Yeah.
filled with passion fruit cream and a raspberry crunch.
Raspberry crunch.
Raspberry
Yeah,
crunch.
raspberry
Okay,
crunch. It looks like just some junk on the top. If I'm being honest.
Sold.
Yeah. Junk on the top.
That's-
It looks like that, the shell that you put on ice cream.
Like the magic
it looks
shell.
like
it
that.
hardens that?
Yeah, like magic shell. It looks like raspberry magic shell
Oh.
that makes kind of like a wing on the top of the flamingo shoe.
Oh, okay. Well,
Rachel does have a gift when it comes to a turn of the phrase. Junk
On the top.
Junk on the top.
Junk on the
Nonsense
top.
on a napkin.
Yep.
Yeah. And then painting the rose, which is an Earl Grey flavored tea cake painted table side.
Yeah, I saw that.
Painted.
Yes. I heard
It's got some junk on the top.
Yes. It looks like they kind of like haphazardly kind of painted the roses red kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It
Table side?
well, I didn't know that it was done table side.
That's
until
what
she
it
just said
says. Yeah.
So akin to like table side guacamole or table side whatever
Ooh.
else.
Well,
Pasta
I don't think this is
or-
much mashing, but yeah.
You can also upgrade your experience with a seasonal cheese selection or a Royal Osetra. I don't know how to say this. Osetra. Osetra. I don't know. Caviar.
It works.
So you can get cheese selection or caviar with mini chive biscuits.
Mini chive biscuits.
Yeah. And there's a kid's plate if you want to do that instead. It's just got more of like a little less fancy, right? So it's like a turkey wrap sort of thing and sunflower seed butter and a big cupcake instead of the fancy desserts and a macaron. So
And the macaroon looked like the Cheshire Cat, if I remember.
Yes.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
looks cool.
Which
I like that.
again, I mean, there was that.
I'm sold.
They had the flamingo was tied into one of these desserts looking things. I mean, it just for an Alice in Wonderland fan, this is a dream.
It'll be pretty.
yeah, very cute.
Yeah, it'll
Yeah.
be pretty and cute for sure, if anything.
Yeah, I hope that it's not just Instagrammy cute, that it actually tastes good. It sounds like it will. Like the flavors sound like they're the things are like flavors I would like together.
Sure.
They sound good.
Yeah.
So hopefully it is. And you want a price? Or do you want to guess? I have a price.
So
For what?
For the whole thing? The whole
I have a
experience?
price for the whole thing. So the whole thing would include loose leaf tea and then the tower, but not the caviar or the cheese or the cocktails.
I'm about to say
So
the
just
caviar is like
tea and the tower.
$120.
Okay, I'm gonna bow out of this
Yeah.
because I know the price.
Oh.
Me
Because
too, yeah.
I am serious. That,
Oh, so
you
just
know,
Eli. So
oh, just Eli.
Oh, wow.
Because my wife is that serious about this.
Yeah, she don't
this-
play.
Okay, she's
Yeah,
like,
that's
what is
fair.
it?
That's fair. I've not tried most of this stuff. Okay, so I'm the only one guessing. Y'all all know.
Yeah, I'm
I
looking at it
know
right now,
exactly
yeah.
what it is.
All right, one more time, Rachel. What's in there?
You get the like a pot of tea,
Okay.
and then you also get the tower, which is like little bites of the scone, chicken salad, the egg salad, the salmon crisp, the
Okay.
cucumber roll, and then the desserts, like the tiny little desserts.
Wow.
You're like,
180, 185.
whoa,
Whoa,
all right, you're way over, but that's all right.
That's too high?
Overbid.
Overbid?
If you get the
Overbid,
caviar.
Well, that's what I thought. Caviar and scones
Yeah.
and all that, and
No
gunpowder.
No, the caviar is an enhancement, so you don't. That
Yeah.
doesn't-
All right,
Caviar.
so I'm too high.
But you
No
would
enhancement,
be
no alcoholic beverage, just standard.
just tea and
just
snacks.
tea and snacks.
65.
All right, you're closer.
Underbid.
It's 79.
Oh.
That was a lot closer to the second one. When you took out the caviar and the alcohol from your head, you were much, much closer.
Yeah, that's where my head goes. Alcohol all the time.
And caviar,
Yeah.
apparently.
And caviar. It's just fancy of me, you know.
These are
Yes,
refined, bro.
that's-
And gunpowder. I thought that was all exploded.
Well, that's additional.
Yeah. Okay.
That is additional.
It
But
is
you know,
additional, yeah.
I gotta say, like again, the only reason I know the price on this is because thank you, Disney, for giving my wife a reason to maybe possibly
Go
go
back.
back in 2026 because her eyes lit up.
Well, I'm glad to hear that for you because the show we did a couple of weeks back where y'all were talking about all the different prices for that promotion. You dug deep in. I'm glad they gave you a break this time so you know how much it was.
Well, I don't know about a break, but I mean, like, yeah, this is definitely cheaper than the Sleeping Beauty tea. I can tell you that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my daughter probably has outgrown that. Although, again, it would be nice if the Mad Hatter and Alice made an appearance. I would like that very much. But
No can do.
yeah, no can do.
Someday,
but,
probably, I bet. Like a cameo.
Yeah.
And I can vouch for what Danny just said. His wife was very excited
Yes.
about this, talking about it.
She was already in her mind sipping that mint tulip. Because her eyes lit up like Atlanta on fire.
I'm gonna have two looks.
Sherman, make that
I
mark.
do declare. Yes.
So yeah, so that is $79 plus tax and gratuity for adults, $49 plus tax and gratuity for kids. It starts on March 19th, and you can make reservations opening on February 19th. So
close.
that is, a little wrap up on that. And yeah, like I said, I'm just excited. It's one more thing coming back from the pandemic that we lost. We're still waiting on Bippity Boppity Boutique to return to Disney Springs or the Grand Floridian. Right now, it's still just the Magic Kingdom. I don't anticipate that's actually going to come back anywhere else besides the Magic Kingdom. I think they're having trouble with the licensing of people.
Yeah.
The state of Florida is getting a little bit different on whether or not their fairy godmothers in training need salon licenses. So that I think is part of the challenge there.
I don't have very good memories at that Bibbidi Bobbidi offshoot. No. Lily had a very traumatic experience with bobby pins and the woman and she was miserable, and we have a lot of pictures of her in that area looking very unhappy at the offshoot Bibbidi Bobbidi. Well, I assume they send the what do they call them? What was the name at the Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique? What do they call
the fairy godmothers in training?
Yes, these are the fairy godmothers that need further training because they were ripping her hair out apparently with the bobby pin, and she was crying. And of course, everyone took pictures of this, and she's a very unhappy child at this experience. So yes, not a whole lot of good experience at the offshoot,
the boutique.
Yes.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So there's that, and the spas at Saratoga Springs and Coronado Springs have not returned. Those are still things we're waiting on.
Formally census, but
boo on the Saratoga Spring. Very, very big boo on that.
Yeah.
Coronado, I get. Saratoga had a nice sized spot.
That was the biggest one, right?
Yeah. It really was. I don't know. What are they doing with that space?
I don't know. I have never been there, so I couldn't tell you what it is.
Oh, it was it was bigger than Senses. That's at the Grand Floridian.
At the Grand,
Or at the Grand Floridian Spa, I guess is what they call it now. But I mean, it was a huge spa. It was very
That's
impressive.
a shame, too.
Yeah.
I remember my first time. Yeah.
It's the only thing about Saratoga Springs I liked. I hated Saratoga Springs except for that spa.
Yeah. I like that it's cheap and usually available on DVC, but that's a DVC owner specific feeling.
Yeah.
That's because at 6 a.m. they're doing.
I remember that. Yes.
But yeah, there's that. Danny, you reminded me last night that Tables in Wonderland has not returned that discount program. I bet a lot of people listening might not even know what that is because it's been gone so long. But
Kevin knows what that is.
I know what that is.
Yeah, I did too.
Boom.
We had it. I know. It was so nice. It was if you were an annual pass holder or a Florida resident, you could buy a discount card. They got you 20% off of all dining, and it was including alcohol.
Yes.
Oh.
So that was pretty awesome.
That was kind of nice.
I enjoyed that when we used to have it. And
I remember going to on vacation with Kevin, and Kevin's like, let me do it all because I've got Tables in Wonderland. You pay me back afterwards. And it was a better deal than doing any Disney dining plan.
Yeah, that's true. Better than the Disney Visa discount or the DVC discount. It was a really nice
yeah.
thing.
Anything else, Danny, I'm forgetting that hasn't come back?
Well, belly dancing at the Marrakesh. I mean,
yes. Restaurant Marrakesh.
I know Eli is out.
I like that restaurant. The restaurant was pretty good.
It was good. It was good entertainment, a lot to look at.
I mean, look, I would go Spice Road over Marrakesh.
Well, that's true. Yes. Spice Road is pretty bad.
But I'm a married man, sir.
I am not.
I can understand how some people might have a different.
I was going to say I did like my entertainment with my meal.
Yes.
I would say.
Entertainment and a meal. That's good.
Yes. I smiled a lot.
Right now, I don't know if it's right now, but I know the last few years, it's been Blue Cross Blue Shield Lounge restaurant. Marrakesh.
Oh man, that's where the belly dancers go when they get hurt. But,
like a corporate lounge? Is that what you mean?
Not even. Well, not corporate necessarily. Like if you were a Florida Blue Cross Blue Shield subscriber, you had them for your health insurance, you could get into this lounge.
Oh, damn.
So you have a drink and they check your prostate? Like how does that work?
You know, at this age, you should.
Now, that's the deal.
I'd go there, but I'm Louisiana.
To get your prostate checked?
Yeah. If it's free, sure.
Why are you that?
You know?
Get a little blood
at this
pressure
age, we gotta check everything.
Especially if your prostate's being checked by a belly dancer.
And well, hey,
that just really opens up the possibilities.
You ain't lying.
Right, stop it. It's not a finger symbol.
Hey, do that again. You miss a little bit to your left. Yeah.
Okay. Well, cool.
Yeah. So that's that.
All right.
Yeah, and if they want to book a vacation with you, how do they get in touch with you?
Yes, the best way to get in touch with me is Rachel@magicourway.com. Rachel is spelled Rachel. And one of the things that I provide that maybe is one of the best services is if you have one of these dining experiences that come up during your trip and you have this like opening date where a bunch of people will all be able to book it for different dates on the same time, it's usually a nightmare. And so having somebody else do that for you is quite a good value. So if that ends up being a part of your vacation, having a travel agent do that for you is really great.
Undeniably, yeah.
Welcome to the Hub, the big topic segment of our show. And for this particular segment, we're going to talk about a Star Wars rumor that has popped up in the minds of Disney family. Well, family, I guess, but fandom is what I meant to say.
Fandom, yeah.
But recently, this all popped up recently with all the Star Wars news. We did a Star Wars show last week. So since then, there's been a lot of reporting and a lot of very carefully worded reporting about Simon Kinberg's upcoming Star Wars trilogy. And specifically whether Rey Skywalker is coming back, how big her role is, and what that means for the future of the franchise. Because basically, from all the articles that I read and kind of synthesize everything, what we're hearing isn't Rey is back as the lead, but it's more like Rey is back, but not like that. Not like that. So let's see what's actually being reported as of late, and to synthesize. Succotash. So synthesize what multiple outlets are saying. Because this is where it gets interesting, right? So here's some key points. Number one, Simon Kinberg, who worked on Rebels and has long ties to Lucasfilm, is reportedly developing a new theatrical trilogy, which we mentioned on last week's show when we discussed all the OG characters, Black Spire outposts, all that. Make sure you go check it out. Show number 612. You can hear all about it. But that's supposed to be coming online, and this trilogy is set post Rise of Skywalker. And it could function as episodes 10, 11, and 12, or at least the next era after the Skywalker saga sometime. I don't know if the numbering will continue. But it's in early development. It's not vaporware, so to speak. Treatments have reportedly been written, as we mentioned. We mentioned that last week about the 70-page treatment that was added. And across multiple sites like Geek Tyrant, Comic Book Movie, The Direct, Yahoo, they all keep circling back to the same idea, is that Rey Skywalker is involved, but she is not the main character. So, what do the rumors have to say about her character? Rey would have a major role, but not the lead role, as I mentioned. Think less Luke in A New Hope and more Luke in The Force Awakens.
She's going to show up in the last 2 minutes?
And drink whatever colored milk.
that weird dinosaur milk.
He didn't even get to do that in The Force Awakens. He made he just took off her hood. That's all he did in The Force. No, if they're bringing her back, it can't be for that.
No, it shouldn't be. And all the outlets that I've read, they make these following points about how she says, they say that she will be important to the story. She may mentor or guide new characters, but they say that the trilogy is reportedly focusing on new protagonists. And maybe Rey is more of a bridge character than the engine of the story. So not necessarily the center of the trilogy, but more or less the gravitational force around it. Interesting, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I got a question real quick. So what do y'all think of that? Does it actually work for Rey as a character? Does that feel like hedging? I don't know. What do y'all? How does this make you feel about hearing this news? Yes, we got a character, and Rey being like, if I mentioned last week, out of all the Lewis trilogy stuff, Rey is probably the most prominent character to come out of that. That they're bringing her for this, and this is how they're using it. What do y'all think?
I think that by the end of Rise of Skywalker, I had no interest in seeing Rey ever on screen ever again.
Not even with those yellow lightsabers?
No. And that's no knock on Daisy Ridley, who, God bless her, did the best she could, but I'm sure it's tough as an actress when your character's backstory keeps changing and you have no flaws or weaknesses whatsoever to overcome. I mean, when you look at the old trilogy, Luke was impulsive. He was reckless. He was a bit whiny.
Whiny. Yeah. That was the word I was going to say.
Yeah, exactly. Han was arrogant. He was selfish. He was cynical. And even Leia, who's probably the most mature, was still naive.
A little naive, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And definitely short-tempered. I mean, my God, she snapped all the time on people who were just trying to help save her or help her in any way. Like, she was just always snapping on people. So, but by Return of the Jedi, you saw them overcoming a lot of those flaws and becoming heroes. But Rey, I mean, geez, I mean, like, her only character flaw that I can think of was abandonment issue because of her parents. Like, that's the only thing that I can remember. I mean, beyond that, she was she was Mary Poppins. She was practically perfect in every way.
Right.
I mean, expert pilot, check. Skilled in lightsaber combat, check. Able to resist the power of the dark side, check. They even invented new powers. Like, oh, guess what? I can force FaceTime.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Force FaceTime.
I can force heal things. Like they invented new powers for her. I mean, having the most powers, I'm sorry, that doesn't make for a very relatable character. If that was a criteria for a great hero, we'd love Captain Marvel before we love Wolverine. We'd love Superman before we love Batman. Like, there's a reason those other characters are identifiable and those aren't, because it's like they're not just thrust into greatness because they're born on third base, I guess you would say. So, but having said all that, look, I do understand that there is a need for the characters from the older films to be around to help transition the franchise into the newer direction that it's going into. So it feels like a connected universe, I guess you would say.
Mm-hmm.
But so I'm fine with her appearing as long as, one, she's not a core character, and two, kind of to what you were saying, Kevin, I don't want to see this new trilogy labeled episodes 10, 11, and 12.
Right.
Screw that. This is the reset. This is the starting over. The Skywalker saga is done.
Mm-hmm.
We're starting from zero. Like, if that happens, that good. And if Rey pops up on screen, it's cool and everything like that. But if you don't protect her, if you just put her right out there and she's front and center, right, I can almost picture a scenario by which you're in the theater and there's an audible groan from the audience the minute she shows up. Because the audience is doing everything they can to put that trashy trilogy out of their mind and embrace this new Star Wars trilogy. So that would be my thoughts on it.
It feels kind of like Baby Yoda kind of thing for me, right? If she shows up, it's like, oh, there's Baby Yoda again. Dang.
No, Baby Yoda had a moment where people liked him.
Yeah.
Oh, this is true. This is true.
He was cute.
Yeah.
He was so cute. Yeah.
For me, I think it works for Rey as a character only because if the character of Rey was more stable in the trilogy in which she was featured, then I would say, I think, it wouldn't work, But in this case, as we mentioned in last week's show, that trilogy was just all kinds of trouble and weren't exactly sure what to do with Rey and how to use Rey and how to develop her, if any development happened. So I think it's fine for her to be as like a side piece of sorts, to whatever new characters or protagonists are coming along.
Yeah.
More so than like, hey, it's Rey or something, it's like, it'll give that a little bit of connective tissue. But yeah, if she was a little bit more of a stronger story of what they were going to do with that last trilogy, then I would say, well, maybe they could use her a little bit better. But in this case, like, if you don't know where she's coming from, how the heck are you going to develop her any further?
Well,
how'd you know where she's going?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're going to reintroduce her again, she's going to be a main fixture of this. It's almost like it's better if they kind of do like a series with her or her own individual movie, like to kind of put a new coat of paint on her, so to speak.
Yeah, you'd have to redevelop her for sure in order to make it fit.
Give her an edge.
Yeah.
I feel like it'd be interesting if we saw, like, I hate using the term origin story, but like, what was she up to on, I forget what planet. Jakku. Yeah. What was she up to on Jakku? Like, give me a little bit more of that story. Like, I want to dive deeper into Jakku and how she was surviving there on her own.
Why does everyone want to go back to Jakku?
Yeah, because it's a cool name.
Jakku.
I mean, she was like Fred Sanford in the beginning.
No, it's just that was borrowing a line from Finn.
Yeah.
Why would you want to go back to Jakku?
But yeah, that's my hot take. Is like I would be interested in that. Like, I bet she got into some adventures. I bet there were some like weird things that she did without knowing about the Force. Like she kind of like starts to feel that something's different.
I can see that aspect of it, sure, but I don't know. I kind of felt like we got to, like, I don't know, if watching Force Awakens, I mean, she was a scavenger. That's what my understanding is.
Yeah.
She figured out how to make a living being a scavenger. I never got the impression that she was ever Force sensitive until Force Awakens came along, but maybe. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if we want to look. I think we want to move her forward, not backwards.
And to address your question, just to kind of just add what everybody's already said, like you said, she's already powerful. She can already do everything, like right off the bat. She snapped her finger. She could move like boulders and all this other stuff. But one of the other things that they really didn't give her any sort of justice on was they didn't really give her like a good supporting set of characters that were related to the Force. You know what I mean? Like Luke had Yoda and, you know, Obi-Wan. If you want to say Vader, you can say that. But in other words, there were other characters that were kind of connected to him.
They help him find a way.
That could go and do stuff. And she didn't have that. I mean, you know.
No, she didn't.
Yeah. I mean, you know, like Luke drinking.
Maz Kanata did not count.
That did, right.
Sorry.
She has nothing. I mean, you know, like there's no Luke. I wouldn't take no Force Ghost Luke. I wouldn't even accept none of that stuff. So yeah, there's nothing that could really give her an anchor that if you saw her in like a new trilogy and you'd be like, oh yeah, this is gonna rock. The only thing I could see if like Disney corporate were to say, we got to put in this story because we got to sell some merch or something like that, is unless there's some really new big bad threat, like, I don't know, like a tribe of Rancor monsters or something crazy that like she might have been investigating something on and disappeared or whatever. And then these new characters find something she did or something like that. Like I can see that being like some sort of like plot tool or device. But as far as her just coming out and like helping us go giving advice, is like, what can she give you?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I definitely, to Eli's point, I really don't want to see her in the role of that older Jedi master mentor type, you know, that archetype of a character. I mean, one, she's still very, very young.
Right.
Yeah.
Daisy Ridley is not that old.
Right.
Two, she barely had any training.
Right.
And so how can she pass on her teachings to others when she barely had one? I mean, and also three, she never really had any knowledge of the history of the Force, because remember they burned the library at one point in time. Like there was the lore has been lost, so it's not really like she can pass anything on. Now,
Right.
I would be good with her encountering whoever our main heroes are during a battle or something, helping them out. You know, maybe giving them some encouragement on their journey, helping them along the way, showing up at the end scene to help in the final battle. All that would be fine. But if you're going to go any deeper than that, you have to reinvent her character in a separate series.
Yeah.
Because there's just,
You need more depth.
she's got too much of the stink of this former franchise on her. And then you need to wash that off if you're going to really count on her to deliver the feels on
Steak
this.
Wars.
Yeah.
That's it. I mean,
Yes. Yeah, you need to give her the illusion of depth to that character, that she's been through some things.
Yeah.
Like I know Yoda just popped on the scene and started training Luke, but with Yoda, you got a sense of, okay, there's something more to this. This is apparently an old alien creature, alien to us, of course, that's seen some things.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, and then you come to find how, what was it when the 1,000 or 500 years you reach, look as good you will not? That kind of thing. When he made that line, it's like, oh, this is different, you know? And then the way he speaks, and then like the gravity of how he was speaking, you knew there was more depth there in the whole Force thing. Whereas Rey, it's like, to Danny's point, yeah, you got to develop that one a little further, because if you were to bring her back as like a Yoda character, I guess where my point's going, don't. You know, please don't. Because I'm not convinced yet that she's some kind of master to be I don't care if she's a Palpatine now adopted Skywalker.
Oh.
That's enough. That's not enough to convince me that she's some kind of all master wielder of the Force.
Right.
You know,
It's very confusing. That family lineage thing is extremely confusing.
Make her more interesting. Like do something to where, like, I don't know, where when Kylo Ren brought her back to life and used his Force healing now to help heal her, some of his darkness entered into her. You know, make her more interesting like that.
like Voldemort.
Yeah, exactly.
Harry Potter, yeah.
Like now or maybe when he helped heal her, like she's not as powerful as she once was, because she doesn't have all of what she had before. Like, you know, something to make her more vulnerable, so you root for her to overcome her flaws and her weaknesses. And that's I don't know, man. That's just a real problem Disney had in developing this. Is like, yeah, we can't have her have any weaknesses. That's okay. Then you've given us nothing to root for her to overcome, so now we can't invest in her. I mean, shoot, Rocky. Like, look at Rocky. Rocky's like the prototypical hero. How much crap did I already outlined with Star Wars, like what every single other hero had to overcome. I mean, Rocky was like the quintessential hero, and he always had to overcome odds that you're like, yeah, there's no way. And that's why you rooted for him. John McClane in Die Hard, the odds were against him. And he somehow figured out a way through Axel Foley.
Always
Axel Foley, like charm and wit, just to figure out a way to overcome odds. There was never any moment where Rey wasn't the most powerful person in the room.
Yeah.
So
I was going to ask y'all this. Well, what do you think if they turned her, like you gave me an idea when you said about her dealing with Kylo Ren and all that stuff. Like, what do you say in the wrestling term? Say they turn her heel, like they make her like a bad guy or something.
I don't want to see that either.
Nah.
I mean, no, because it seems too gimmicky. Like, I'd like to see them redeem her character in some kind of a way by giving her, give her an edge for sure. But I don't want to see them saying, you know what? Since this whole thing didn't work out, so we're gonna there are still young girls out there that look up to her as a role model.
Yeah, that's what I say for merch purposes. I can't see them like just completely axing her off.
Redeem the character, but but I don't want to see them, be like, yeah, she sucked as a character. We're gonna bash her. No, it wasn't her fault. Y'all gave her nothing to work with.
Oh,
I like that because it kind of reminds me of Ahsoka in a sense, because Ahsoka is pretty strong with the Force and she has a lot of Jedi skills. But she does have that little edge because she never really finished. And then she freely admits, she's like, oh, I'm no Jedi. You know, but she fights like as if she was, but she really is not a Jedi. It's almost like free will. I could take this power and go in either direction to have. Which one am I going to yield at this time? Yeah. I can't say that about Rey.
Well, if you think about it, and this is, I'm sure I'm going to get some shit on this one, but if you think about it, once you become the Jedi, you become boring. Like, Luke was most interesting in episodes, I guess, 2. Again, I have to recalculate. In episodes 4 and 5. 4 and 5. By the time he was Luke, Return of the Jedi, once you become that full-blown Jedi, you become wooden. You become less once you lose, it's almost like you become a priest. And now you're just this good, fully developed person, and there's nothing to tempt you. There's nothing that would make you stray from the path. I think Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan Kenobi and before, when he was the Padawan learner, or Anakin when they were that was more interesting than when you get the full-blown, now I'm the master and I am in tune with the Force, and now my job is to preach the Force. Like, I think you become less interesting the more you become fully developed.
Yeah, that's fair.
Well, that makes sense. Although I did like him in Return of John Allen because you knew he never finished the training either. Like Yoda expressed grave concern about him. You're too soon. You can't be walking posing like you're a Jedi, wear the black suit, whatever else, and you haven't even finished this, but you still got to face Vader. Yeah. So there was that little bit of edge in Jedi that I dug about him there. But develop after that. It was like, okay.
I was going to say, but he shows up and it was like, dude, just the fact that you showed up, you're already so much more responsible. You're so much more mature.
You've seen that growth.
You're the guy. You're the guy. Yeah. Forget it. You don't need any more training. Now I'm going to go lie here and die.
That hurt. But to that point, and still, like you said, going back to Rey, there was always the thing with Luke where Vader was always the final test. Like, like you said in the Empire Strikes Back, you're like, oh yeah, look at Luke, he's moving ships and he's running around with Yoda's back. Beast Darth Vader, boom, hand chopped off. Like, you're like, oh man, I don't know if this guy can do it. And that's always that fun doubt. Even like you said with Rocky, like in the Rocky movies, like, yeah, he's fighting Mr. T, might be fighting Drago. You're like, yeah, it's just no way. And that's always the fun part. Rey does not get that type of challenge. Yeah. And that's that other thing that adds to the development of that character. she just would FaceTime Kylo Ren, be like, how you doing? Put your shirt on. See you later. I'll fight you later.
You paste him up.
Yeah. Who my daddy is, who my granddaddy is. I don't know. Like, it's like, no, there's not enough there that can really carry over into something else where you're like, yes, she's the one. She's doing it. Like, she needs more love.
Well, I'll give you another one. Qui-Gon. The most interesting thing about Qui-Gon Jinn, the Liam Neeson character from Phantom Menace, the most interesting thing to me about him, I mean, again, very righteous, very calm, very wooden, very stoic. But what was so interesting about him was that you knew he believed in a boy that was ultimately going to destroy everything. And even when his last wish to Obi-Wan is finish the boy's training, and you're like, ooh, don't do it.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. Right. That was the most interesting thing. So, like, I don't know, something happens when you become the full-blown Jedi where it's like, now, again, you're priest-like and you're not exactly flawed anymore. And there's nothing... Like, you're just perfect.
Yeah, it's further elevated by that's episode 2 where it's like Dooku's like, Qui-Gon would agree with me. And then you're thinking like, ooh, what do you have?
Yeah.
Maybe you would have. I bet you would have. All right. So that's our thoughts about the latest rumor that's happening. Just a couple of things just to kind of wrap this up. Here's basically the tightrope that Lucasfilm was walking, right? So option A, you got make Rey the lead again, and they get accused of not moving on. Or option B, they sideline Rey and they get accused of wasting a major character. So the middle ground solution, maybe major role, not lead, sounds safe, but from what it seems like, Star Wars fans hate safe. They don't want safe, they want conviction. So if this rumor is true, I think it tells one thing very clearly. Lucasfilm is still trying to figure out how to honor the sequel trilogy without letting it define the next decade of Star Wars. And Rey could be the test case. If she works for this role, she becomes the connective tissue of the franchise. If she doesn't, this conversation gets way louder. So for now, this all stays in rumor territory, but the consistency across outlets makes it worth watching. And so, if you got any thoughts about this, make sure you get in touch with us. And we're about to tell you how to do that in just a little bit. Well, y'all, we hope you enjoyed our discussion about the Grand Floridian Tea as well as Rey in the future. Look, if you want to learn more about us, the Magic Our Way Podcast, make sure you follow us on any social media platform. Also, if you want to get in touch to share your opinions, you could do so through the following ways. First of all, shoot us an email at show@magicourway.com or call or text us. Yes, I did say text us at 1-815-MOWEEKEND. That is 1-815-MOWEEKEND 669-4226. And of course, we have a couple of people who do things outside of the podcast. First of all, we got Eli does things with comics. What you got, sir?
Oh, yes, sir. As always, appreciate the support. You go to the Ivory Comics website, see all the work I got. There's 48 pages fully colored. That work includes Project Geisha, Savages, and About to Be Damned. Also on the website, you can find blogs and interviews and a link to the Magic Our Way podcast. So you never miss a beat, you never miss an episode, you never miss a tea. So how about that?
You get all the tea.
You get all the tea. All the time.
Get all the tea.
So yes, appreciate the support when you visit the Ivory Comics website. On social media, Facebook, I'm right there, Eli H. Ivory. And as long as you're a real person, it's a pleasure to meet you. If you're a bot, too tired to greet you. I'm out. No more on that. Also on Facebook, there is a Project Geisha fan page, so check that out. On Instagram, see what you guys and girls have there, posting up the hearts and the likes. You can find me right there at eIvory504. Of course, on X, we found a Hancock 166. So yes, if you appreciate the madness, it's bringing me the gladness. Thank you very much.
And like we said earlier, if you want a bigger vacation, to check out the new Grand Floridian Tea coming online in mid-March, Rachel can help you book that. How did you do this?
I sure can. The best way to reach me is by email. I'm Rachel, RACHEL @magicourway.com. You can also find me on social media. I'm on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at Our Family Magic. That's the letter R and the words Family Magic all smooshed together.
Smoosh!
Yep. I have a phone number too, and it works. And I respond to it. I pick up the phone sometimes, but you can also leave me a message or send a text. My phone number is 978-432-WISH, WISH. So yeah, if you're looking to travel this year, maybe it's Disney World, Disneyland, Disney Cruise Line. I also book Universal on both coasts, Royal Caribbean, Virgin Voyages, Celebrity, major hotel brands around the world. So anywhere you want to go, please reach out. The best part is that it costs nothing extra for you. Literally exactly the same as if you booked it yourself. But a little piece of the cost of your vacation comes back to support this podcast and this fan community. And we really, really appreciate it. It does really make a difference. So please reach out. I can help as much or as little as you want. And it means a lot to us. So thank you so much.
In addition, go to patreon.com/Magic Our Way to elevate your support of the Magic Our Way podcast. And another option that only costs a minute or so of your time is to leave a rating and a review on Apple Podcasts and or wherever you access our show, whether it is on YouTube, Spotify, Podbean, etc. Any way in which you can support the show is deeply appreciated. We also want to thank you for being a loyal listener, and we always love hearing from our listeners. All opinions are welcome on the Magic Our Way podcast, so make sure you get in touch with us today. So we say, Quaharini, my name is Kevin.
And I'm Danny.
Magic out.
All right. Nachos are on plates.
And you are. Bye!
All right, here comes the opening.